Hello, hello! Today I'm going to be unboxing the special version of IVE's very first album. I should say this is actually the second time I've unboxed this album, but I decided to scrap that video because this was honestly the most interesting part, so I thought I would go through it again and show you all this version, which at least to me sort of flew under the radar. I barely found out that this existed before I bought it. I just happened to be on K-Town like the day before it came out. So I ordered it, sent it to my Korean address, and now we are here going to look through it. So I've already pulled out all the inclusions. I know what I got, and I'll show those at the very end. But to start, we have the album itself. It is a nice, thick, hardbound photo book. I originally wasn't planning to buy the IVE albums, even though I'm quite a fan of their music, just because I wasn't really crazy about the packaging I saw in unboxings. But when I came across this, I could just kind of tell that this would be something I would be very interested in, especially because it is the concept from the music video KITSCH, with their cool Letterman jackets. And Ray with her stunning pink hair. I have to say, even my wife was surprised at how nice this album is when she looked through it herself. The only thing is, you can see I'm like zoomed in on one page just because these back pages are either white or black, or occasionally they say IVE. It'd be nice if this were more like front and back, but these photos are so gorgeous, and it does make for easier filming like this. I can just kind of zoom in on this one page as I flip through. And if you're familiar with my channel, you'll know that I actually don't collect IVE. Like I said, I'm a pretty big fan of their music, and I did follow two of the members when they were in IVE. I would even say that Yujin was probably my main bias in that group by the end of it. So when Starship debuted them, I was obviously going to pay attention, and they have shaken the K-pop world to its very foundation. I just love how vibrant this is. This is so like pink and bright. It actually sort of, like, I don't think Blackpink would do a song like KITSCH, but the styling on this set, I just feel like that was something they might have done back in their early days. It's super cool. And then I should note, so now we're at the halfway point. This previous section was all kind of like glossy paper, and now this second section is more matte. These aren't all dark photos, but I do kind of refer to the second half of this album as like dark mode IVE, whereas previously it was more like light mode. And Yujin looks just so great in these photos. And so does Ray too. The pink hair. As a Kim Lip fan, I was very much into the pink hair being very reminiscent and bright and vibrant of like Flip That. Like, look how good that looks. Definitely, I would say, if you haven't bought any copies of this first album and you're in the market, based on my own experience with this and the unboxings I've seen of the others, this is definitely the version to get. And looks like that's the end of the photo book. Then we have the track list. I am a big fan, and finally we're getting some information on both sides. So, big fan of the first track, Blue Blood. I do like I Am, but I'm not gonna lie. The memes with Wan Young hitting the plane wing have kind of soured me on that song a bit. KITSCH is very good. Lips I also really like, which I believe, yeah, I think that says Exy worked on the lyrics. Exy from WJSN, which you guys know I'm a big fan of that group. And then probably my favorite song is one of the last ones. It's Cherish. That's the one I probably listen to the most. So yeah, so that is the first, that's the photo book, and then we have the CD. There we go. Which is just very simple. White, black with some reflective CD material. Very classic. And then I didn't note it because I didn't see it, but it does come with a nice little bookmark ribbon sewn in, which is always a nice feature on a nice high quality hardbound book. Now, this album doesn't come with a lot in the way of inclusions, but we do get these giant stickers. There's one for each of the members. So there's the Uni line with Yujin, Gal, and Ray. And then we have the Maknae line with Wonyoung, Liz, and Iso. And I didn't realize it at first, but my wife pointed out that the idea is probably that you can pull out one of these and stick them in this depressed region. I definitely wouldn't have come up with it, but it is also reminiscent of this album, Twice-to-Gram, where you would get these stickers. So I bought a set of Momo stuff, and if you pull this out, you can actually put it in this depressed spot. I have not done that with this Twice-to-Gram album, and I'm probably not going to do it with the IVE one, but it is there as an option. I think it's just a cool way to personalize it if you really want. I would probably either do Ray because of her awesome hair, or my bias Yujin, if I do it at all. Which, like I said, I probably won't. And then finally, you get one photo card. It is double-sided, so you're going to be able to tell who I got right away. I did manage to pull Miss Ray with her awesome hair. They're all the cards in this version are double-sided, and they're all making the little bunny ear pose. Even though Ray is not my bias, if I had pulled anyone but her or Yujin, I probably would have traded, but since this card looks so good, and it was one of the two that I wanted, the other being Yujin, I figured I would hold on to it. So that's going to do it for today's video. Short and sweet. Nice to have one of those for a change. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you can give it a like. If you enjoyed it and you've watched some of my other stuff, you're back, your second, third, fourth time, you can always help me out by hitting that subscribe button. You can also leave a comment. I'm sure you've all heard the whole YouTube spiel. It helps us out. Anyway, that is going to do it. I hope to see you all again, and until then, so long.